The fall of Erik ten Hag, a Manchester United nightmare, an era of hope turned into a nightmare. Erik ten Hag arrived at Manchester United as a savior, promising trophies and a return to glory. He left with 2 cups, but a trail of broken records, transfer flops, and humiliated fans. How did it all go so wrong? Welcome to FC Freak, where we uncover the truth behind Ten Hag's catastrophic reign. For every United fan who endured this pain, as Drake once said, I'm sorry for you. Stick with us as we unravel the records, the blunders, and the chaos that define Ten Hag's United Chapter 1. A disastrous dawn. It's August 2022, and Erik ten Hag steps into Old Trafford with a reputation for Ajax's free-flowing, possession-based football. Fans dreamed of a revolution. Instead, they got a rude awakening. His first game, a 2-1 home loss to Brighton, the first time in United's history they fell to the Seagulls at Old Trafford, and their first opening game defeat in 8 years. The next match was worse. Brentford, a team United hadn't lost to in the league since 1938, obliterated them 4-0. Josh Da Silva, Matthias Jensen, Ben Mee, and Brian Mbeumo scored in a first-half massacre. United were humiliated, looking more like a relegation side than title contenders, but there was a flicker of hope. Ten Hag's first win came against bitter rivals Liverpool, a 2-1 triumph that sparked optimism. Was this the turning point? Number. The Manchester derby brought a crushing 6-3 defeat to City, with Erling Haaland and Phil Foden each scoring hat-tricks. The first time in United's history two players did so in a single league match. The tone was set. Ten Hag's United was a roller coaster of chaos. Chapter 2, trophies amid turmoil. Despite the rocky start, Ten Hag delivered silverware. In February 2023, United beat Newcastle 2-0 in the Carabao Cup final, ending a 6-year trophy drought. Fans dared to dream again. The 2022-23 season ended with a third-place finish, securing Champions League football, but cracks were forming. On the 5th of March 2023, United suffered their darkest day under Ten Hag, a 7-0 annihilation at Anfield by Liverpool, their heaviest ever defeat to their fiercest rivals. Mohamed Salah, Darwin Núñez, and Cody Gakpo ran riot, exposing a defense in shambles. The 2023-24 season was even worse. United started with a controversial 1-0 win over Wolves, saved by a wrongly disallowed equalizer, but Ten Hag's record-breaking form returned. A 2-0 loss at Tottenham's new stadium ended United's unbeaten run there. A 4-0 thrashing at Crystal Palace marked 4 losses in 7 games, the worst start to a Premier League season in United's history. In the Champions League, Ten Hag's side set unwanted records. A 4-3 loss to Bayern Munich was the first time in 28 years United conceded 4 goals in a group stage match. Galatasaray, who had never won on English soil, beat United 3-2. United finished bottom of their group, conceding a record 15 goals, the most by an English team in the group stage. Chapter 3, defensive disarray and trophy salvation. The 2023-24 season was a defensive disaster. United conceded 58 Premier League goals, a club record in the competition, and finished with a -1 goal difference, the first negative goal difference in their Premier League era. They also failed to win a single away game against the Big Six side under Ten Hag's entire tenure. The EFL Cup defense, a 3-0 home loss to Newcastle, their worst home defeat to the Magpies since 1930. Eddie Howe even used the final minutes as a training session, rubbing salt in the wound, yet Ten Hag salvaged some pride. In May 2024, United stunned Manchester City 2-1 in the FA Cup final, securing Europa League football. It was a moment of brilliance in a sea of mediocrity, but even this couldn't mask the chaos. Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos, United's new co-owners, conducted a lengthy review, flirting with other managers before extending Ten Hag's contract. Could he turn it around? Chapter 4, the final collapse. The 2024-25 season started with a slim 1-0 win over Fulham, but the cracks resurfaced. Brighton beat United again, followed by a 3-0 home drubbing by Liverpool, a 3-0 win at struggling Southampton, and an EFL Cup victory over second-tier Barnsley offered brief respite, but a 5-match winless run followed, including draws in the Europa League and a 2-1 loss to West Ham. That West Ham defeat, sealed by a controversial 90th minute penalty, was the final straw. United sat 14th in the Premier League with 11 points from 9 games. On the 28th of October 2024, Ten Hag was sacked, a chilling stat. In United's 30-year Premier League history, they conceded only 290 minute plus winners before Ten Hag. Under him, they conceded 6 in just over 2 seasons. His obsession with control down to the length of the grass couldn't hide the chaos on the pitch. Chapter 5, transfer blunders and player conflicts. Ten Hag's transfer record was a disaster. His £84 million signing of Antony from Ajax became a symbol of failure. After a promising start, the Brazilian winger's form collapsed, overshadowed by West Ham's Mohamed Kudus, signed for half the price and now one of the Premier League's best. Mason Mount's £55 million move from Chelsea was another flop, plagued by injuries and lacking a clear role, especially as Chelsea used the funds to sign Cole Palmer, who took the league by storm. The sale of young left-back Alvaro Fernandez to Benfica for £7.7 million was a regretful move. With Luke Shaw and Tyrone Malaysia sidelined by injuries, United relied on makeshift left-backs like Diogo Dalot and Lisandro Martinez. Now, rumors swirl of a £16 million buyback for Fernandez, a costly mistake. Player conflicts added fuel to the fire. Ten Hag's fallout with Jadon Sancho was public and messy. After benching Sancho for poor training performances in September 2023, Ten Hag demanded a public apology for Sancho's social media outburst. Sancho refused, trained alone, and was loaned to Dortmund, where he shone in the Champions League. The saga alienated players and embarrassed the club. Marcus Rashford was disciplined for missing a team meeting, benched against Wolves, yet scored the winner as a substitute. Ten Hag's rigid approach often felt like unnecessary humiliation, costing him the dressing room. If this tale of Ten Hag's turmoil has you reeling, smash that like button and subscribe to FC Freak for more raw football stories. We're building a community of passionate United fans. Join us. Drop a comment. Can Ruben Amorim turn United's fortunes around? Let's get the debate started. Eric Ten Hag's era was historically bad: record losses, transfer flops, tactical chaos, and player feuds. Two trophies couldn't hide the collapse of a giant. As United look to Ruben Amorim, the question remains, can they rise again? Stay tuned, FC Freak fans, for our next deep dive. How good was prime Ryan Giggs? You won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, FC Freak family. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.